Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hanging Out with Mrs. Hammond. Yesterday, we read chapters 4 and 5 in Matilda. Matilda is written by Roald Dahl and illustrated by Quentin Blake, and we're having such a great time reading this. Chapter 4 was the ghost, wasn't it? Can anyone remember what happened in that chapter? That's right. Remember, she went to her friend's house and borrowed his parrot, and she put the cage up into the fireplace, and it just about scared everyone to death. That was a really good trick that she played. Then we had chapter 5, and chapter 5 was about arithmetic. What did Miss Hammond tell you arithmetic was? Math. That's exactly right. And in that chapter, her dad got so irate because she could just add these numbers or figures up in her head just like that. Ridiculous. Well, he got so irate, she just had to come up with another plan on what to do today. And the chapter today that we're going to be reading is chapter 6, The Platinum Blonde Man. The word that I have today for you is peroxide. A lot of you may know what this is, but peroxide is bleach. We might use bleach when we're washing our white clothes or to make them brighter and whiter. We use bleach on our hair, teeth, lots of different things. But bleach is something you have to be very careful with, and it's called peroxide. Okay? Now, the platinum blonde man. Let's sit back and let's enjoy this chapter. This is a great one. It really is. There was no doubt in Matilda's mind that the latest display of foulness by her father deserved severe punishment. And she started eating her awful fried fish and fried chips and ignoring the television. Her brain went to work on various possibilities. And by the time that she went up to bed, her mind was made up. She knew exactly what she was going to do. The next morning, she got up early and went into the bathroom. And she went into the bathroom and locked the door. As we already know, Mrs. Wormwood's hair was dyed a brilliant platinum blonde, very much the same glistening silver color as a female tightrope walker's tights in a circus. And the big dyeing job was done about twice a year at the hairdresser's, but every month or so in between, Mrs. Wormwood used to freshen it up by giving it a rinse in the wash basin with something called platinum blonde hair dyeing extra strong. Well, so this also served to dye the nasty brown hairs that kept growing from the roots underneath. The bottle of platinum blonde hair dye extra strong was kept in the cupboard in the bathroom, and underneath the title on the label were written in these words: Caution, this is peroxide. Keep away from children. Because peroxide, bleach, that can burn your eyes, harm you. Matilda had read it many times with fascination. Matilda's father had a fine crop of black hair. Oh, he really did, which he parted in the middle, in which he was always exceedingly proud of. Good, strong hair, he would say, means that a good, strong brain is underneath this thing. Like Shakespeare, Matilda had once said to him. Like who? Shakespeare, Daddy. Was he brainy? Very, Daddy. He had masses of hair, did he? He was bald, Daddy. To which the father had snapped, well, if you can't talk sense, then just be quiet. Now, anyway, Mr. Wormwood kept his hair looking very bright and strong as he thought by rubbing into it every morning these large quantities of a lotion called Oil of Violet's Hair Tonic. And a bottle of this smelly purple mixture always stood on the shelf above the sink in the bathroom alongside all the toothbrushes, and a very vigorous scalp massage with oil of violets took place daily after shaving was completed. This hair and scalp massage was always accompanied by loud masculine grunts, and heavy breathing. That's better. That's the stuff. And he would just rub it into the roots, which he could be clearly heard by Matilda in her bedroom across the corridor. Now, in the early morning privacy of her bathroom, Matilda unscrewed the cap of her father's oil of violence and tipped 3/4 of the contents down the drain. And then she filled the bottle up with Mother's platinum blonde hair dye, extra strong. Oh no, but she carefully left enough of her father's original hair tonic in the bottle so that when she gave it a good shake, the whole thing still looked reasonably purple. I'm telling you. She then replaced the bottle on the shelf above the sink, taking very care to put her mother's bottle back in the cupboard. So far, so good. At breakfast time, Matilda sat quietly at the breakfast table eating her cornflakes, and her brother sat opposite of her with his back to the door, devouring hunks of bread smothered with mixtures of peanut butter and strawberry jam. And the mother was just out of sight around the corner in the kitchen making Mr. Wormwood's breakfast, which always had to be 2 fried eggs on fried bread with 3 pork sausages and 3 strips of bacon and some fried tomatoes. At this point, Mr. Wormwood came noisily into the room. He was incapable of entering any room quietly, especially at breakfast time, because he always had to make his appearance felt immediate by creating a lot of noise and clatter. One almost could hear him saying, "Oh, it's me, here I come." There's a picture of him putting his hair tonic in his hair. Now, this is after Matilda was in there and replaced it with her mom's platinum blonde dye. "Here I come, the great man himself, the master of the house, the Wagoneer, the one who makes it possible for all the rest of you to live so well. Notice me and pay your respects." On this occasion, he strode in and he slapped his son on the back and shouted, "Well, my boy, your father feels he's in for another great money-making day today at that garage. I've got a few little beauties and I'm going to flog to those people this morning, and where's my breakfast?" "It's coming, treasure," Miss Wormwood called from the kitchen. Matilda kept her face bent low down in her cornflakes, and she was just eating. She didn't dare look up. In the first place, she wasn't at all sure what she was going to see, and secondly, if she did see what she thought she was going to see, she wouldn't trust herself to keep a straight face. The son was looking directly ahead out of the window, stuffing himself with bread and peanut butter and strawberry jam. The father was just moving around to sit at the table when the mother came sweeping in from the kitchen, carrying a huge plate piled with eggs and sausage and bacon and tomatoes. And she looked up. She caught sight of herself and she stopped dead. And then she let out a scream. "Ah!" That seemed to lift her right up into the air, and she dropped the plate with a crash and a splash onto the floor, and everyone jumped, including Mr. Wormwood. "What in the heck is the matter with you, woman?" he shouted. "Look at the mess that you made all over this carpet." "Your hair!" the mother was shrieking, pointing a quivering finger at her husband. Your hair! Look at your hair! What have you done with your hair?" "What's wrong with my hair, for heaven's sakes?" he said. "Oh my goodness, Dad, what have you done to your hair?" the son shouted. A splendid noisy scene was building up nicely in the breakfast room. Matilda said nothing. She just simply sat there admiring the wonderful effects of her own handiwork. Mr. Wormwood's fine crop of black hair was now a dirty silver, the color that has time at this time of a tightrope walker's tights that had not been washed for the entire circus season. "No, you dyed it!" shrieked the mother. "Why did you do it? Oh, it looks absolutely frightful. It looks horrendous. You look like a freak." "What the blazes are you all talking about?" Father yelled, putting both hands down to his hair. I most certainly have not dyed my hair. What do you mean I've dyed it? What's happened to it? Or is this some sort of stupid joke? His face was turning pale green, the color of our sour apples. Well, you must have dyed it, Dad, the son said. It's the same color as Mom's, only much dirtier looking. Of course he's dyed it, the mother cried. It can't change color all by itself. What on earth were you trying to do? Make yourself look handsome or something? Oh, you look like someone's grandmother gone wrong. Get me the mirror, the father yelled. Don't just stand there shrieking at me. You just get me a mirror. The mother's handbag lay on a chair at the other end of the table, and she opened the bag and got out a powder compact that had a small round mirror inside of the lid. She opened the compact and handed it to her husband. He grabbed it and he held it before his face, and in doing so spilled most of the powder all over the front of his face, his fancy tweed jacket. Here's a picture of it. He looks like a sight, doesn't he? Be careful, shrieked the mother. Now look what you've done. That is my best Elizabeth Arden face powder. Oh my gosh, yelled the father, staring into the little mirror. What has happened to me? Oh, I look terrible. I look just like you gone wrong. I can't go down to the garage and sell cars like this. How did this happen? He stared around the room, first at the mother and then at the son and then at Matilda. How could it have happened? He yelled. Well, I imagine, Daddy, Matilda said quietly, that you aren't looking very hard and you simply just took Mummy's bottle of hair stuff off the shelf instead of your own. Of course that's what happened, the mother cried. Well, really, Harry? I mean, how dumb can you get? Why didn't you read the label before you started splashing that stuff all over you? Mine's terribly strong. I mean, I'm only meant to use it 1 tablespoon in a whole basin of water, and you've gone and put it all over your head. It'll probably take all your hair off in the end. Is your scalp beginning to burn, dear? Mean I'm going to lose all my hair? The husband yelled. I think you will, Mother said. Peroxide is a very powerful chemical, and it's what that you put down the lavatory to stink the pan. Only they give it, or peroxide is a very powerful chemical. It's what they put down the lavatory to disinfect the pan. Only they give it another name. What are you saying? The husband cried. I'm not a lavatory pan. I don't want to be disinfected. Even diluted, like I use it, the mother said. It makes a good deal of my hair fall out, so goodness knows what's going to happen to you. I'm surprised that it didn't take the whole top off your head. What shall I do? Well, the father, tell me quick what to do before it starts falling out. Matilda said, I'd give it a good wash, Dad, if I were you, soap and water, but you'll just have to hurry. Will that change the color back? Father asked anxiously. Of course it won't change the color back, you twit, the mother said. Well, then what do? I can't go around looking like this forever. Well, you'll just have to have it dyed black, the mother said. But wash it first, or there won't be any there to dye. Right, the father shouted, springing into action. Get me an appointment right now with your hairdresser this instant for a hair dyeing job and tell them it's an emergency. Oh, they've got to boot someone off of their list. I'm going upstairs to wash it now. With that, the man dashed out of the room, and Mrs. Wormwood sighed deeply and went to the telephone to call the beauty parlor. He does do some pretty silly things now and again, doesn't he, Mummy? Matilda said. The mother, dialing the phone on the numbers on the phone, said, I'm afraid that men are not just quite as clever as they think they are. You will learn that when you get a bit older, my girl. That's the end of chapter 6. I hope you enjoyed today. I'm going to read 7 later, and I will post this one, and hopefully I'll get the other one posted. 7 is a little bit longer chapter, so I'm going to take a break, come back, and I'll read 7 to you later. So have a good afternoon. I hear it's going to start raining, and so enjoy today. and I'll be back after a while. Thank you.